All right, Seinfeld fans would call this bizarro world, Neil, because I can't explain what happened Saturday with Clemson losing at home to Pitt and then Iowa beating Michigan, a team that Penn State destroyed in Iowa, beating a team that destroyed Penn State in Michigan. What do you make of what we saw yesterday?
The wild and wacky world of college football. I mean, I think that's what makes college sports so special is how the emotion and energy level in these stadiums can really make a difference for these teams. You know, here was Iowa. It was a real low moment for them. It's a proud program. They go home on a Saturday night, and we've seen how Saturday night crowds can affect these stadiums. We've seen it right here at Beaver Stadium in 2 of the last 3 years against Ohio State. Maybe Michigan will come in here for a whiteout next year, but for Iowa to raise its level, and then I think the opponent, when they come into these stadiums, have a difficult time matching that wave of emotion and passion and momentum.
And what we overlook a lot of times, these are 19, 20, 21-year-old kids. I mean, the momentum or the emotional swing can be wild.
Yeah.
The fact that Penn State had 600 yards of offense against Iowa holds Michigan to 200. I'm as blown away by that upset as just about any I've seen in most of Iowa's a 24-point home underdog. I thought it was a stunning loss.
It was. But look what happened in the second half with Penn State, Ohio State. You saw that with Michigan last night. Michigan's up early. Ohio State's up early a couple years against Penn State. And then when something starts to unravel, these visiting teams don't seem like they can stop it. But the fact that Penn State is in the conversation to be in the Big Ten championship and possibly have these opportunities beyond is really a credit to what James Franklin is building.
Well, so 2 things here. If Ohio State beats Michigan and Penn State wins out, Penn State's in the Big Ten championship game, which no one would have thought a few weeks ago. So that is a very realistic pot, because the way Ohio State's playing, and that game is in Columbus, I would pick Ohio State to beat Michigan.
Well, probably. I mean, they're going to be favored by about a touchdown. Michigan's quarterback was hurt last night. So, Ohio State clearly is going to be favored. Probably is going to be in the college football playoff, even if they're not in the Big Ten championship game.
So what do you make of this possibility? It's a giant if. We're leaping forward a few weeks. But if Penn State goes to the Big Ten championship game and Ohio State doesn't, Ohio State could conceivably get to the college football playoff without playing in its conference championship game. And then even if Penn State beats, say, Wisconsin in the championship game, may not go because of the loss to Pitt. Well, would you be okay with an Ohio State team getting in even though it's not in its own conference championship game?
The system's imperfect. It's been imperfect for 50 years. I think it's an improvement from what it used to be. And Penn State lost to Pitt. Who would have thought when that happened that was going to be a potential decider in Penn State not going to the college football Final Four? It's just
wild.
An imperfect system, but Penn State has 2 losses and Ohio State would have 1.
Yeah, it's James Franklin has talked about, non-conference schedules, how a loss there can end up hurting you, and sure enough, that Pitt loss. Look, it's hard to think that the Big Ten champion would not be in the playoff. So what Penn State would have to hope for would be Ohio State maybe get in, and then some other teams lose, and then you get 2 Big Ten teams in there.
Yeah, but it would be even harder to believe that nobody from the Big Ten would be there.
Yeah.
So somebody has to represent that league. They have 5 power leagues, and we'll see what happens. Maybe there's some more upsets this week. Ohio State has to go to Michigan State. Michigan State played a lot better, even though it was against Rutgers. So and Penn State has to beat Michigan State as well.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm just stunned that we're even talking about this.
Yeah.
No one at all would have thought we could be having this discussion a few weeks ago.
How about a shout out to our videographer,
Mrs. Rudel. Good job. All right, thanks for tuning in. For Neil Rudel, I'm Corey Geiger.